Hi everyone, this is Design Start, and here we are going to talk about Figma, where I'm going to explain you and show you the Figma interface and how to use. We'll see this page, which is like first page of the person who never used that. So here it's important to mention two things. So Figma now includes two types of file. This is like the design file and FigJam file. From the very beginning we will focus mainly on design files, and then probably later we are going to move to FigJam as well, at least partly. So here you may see the screen, which basically contains from the header. So you have search here where you can find people, files, themes. You also can switch accounts if you have multiple. It's a very useful thing because you as a designer or as a person who uses Figma, you may have multiple accounts depending on what you're working on. So basically you may be a full-time employee in one company where you have one account, and then you can also do some freelance work or like something personal, and for that one you may use your personal account that is different from the corporate one. So here you have also the notification icon, which basically show all the updates. And in this particular case, you may have updates like someone left a comment in a Figma file, or you were added to a team or something else. So this is a very useful feature. Now let's talk about what we see here. So here we have you have the fast actions, where you can create new design file, you can create new Figma file, you can create new FigJam file, and you also can import file from Figma. So you may download files from Figma and then upload them here. You also may upload sketch file. It's very useful when you got your designs from another designer or another company where they previously used Sketch. And this is extremely important because then you don't need to redraw everything, you just import this sketch file into Figma and then you can work with that. But there are some problems, of course, with that, because not all sketch files are imported correctly, so there could be some issues with that file. However, it's much better than redraw it, from scratch. Thus, it's quite cool feature. Here you can see the Explore FigJam templates, but you can close that. It's basically for FigJam, and it's just here to make sure that you start working with FigJam in a more simple way. Basically it simplifies the way you work with FigJam. So here you have your files. These are files that are here created by Figma team, and this basically should help you to better understand how Figma works with some like explanations. You may also go inside each file and see that there should be a guide, and it's actually very useful, but I'll try to cover the majority of these topics in this set of videos. So please follow what I'm talking about and feel free to ask any questions also under the comments. But yeah, let's continue. So here in the sidebar, you have like recents, drafts, community, and then you have like basically teams. And this is important thing. So first of all, recents. In the recents tab, you'll see the most recent Figma files and FigJam files that you were viewing. This could be your files, and this also could be files that someone shared with you. So they could be files that you have just viewing permissions on. I will talk about this later, but this is basically like all the recent files that you were looking at, that you at least once opened. Then in drafts, you have files that were basically created by you, that belongs to you, and you shouldn't be confused because of these two tabs, because like in recent you may have like 100 files, and then in drafts you may have like just 5, because only 5 of those 100 are those that you create. Here you also have a community, and community is a very important concept. I will cover this later, but basically in community you may find plugins, widgets, other files, and this extremely useful, I would say, and I'll tell about this a bit more later on. So to return from community, you can go, you can click on this arrow to the left, or you can just change it to start. So here you have your team, and teams is a very interesting concept as well, because inside a team you may have projects. You may consider that as a folder of files. So this is very useful when you're working on multiple projects with multiple clients, or with one client on multiple big projects within one client. And basically, project is something that is crucial during your working process, and I will cover projects later on as well. But in general, you need to understand that you are limited with the number of projects that you can have on the free account, and then on the paid account the number of projects is unlimited. But for now we're just talking about the free account, which should cover probably 100% of your needs if you're a freelancer. But if you are designing the team, it probably will not be enough, because there are much more that paid account may provide to you, including libraries, which I also will cover later on. So you also can create new team, but to create new team you basically need to have a paid account, and basically when you're creating a new team you will be asked to upgrade to a new account. So that's it. This is the basic part of the interface. Then I'll proceed, and then I'll show you what it's like inside a Figma design file.